Hey everyone, Melissa here. Welcome to my channel if you're new here, or welcome back if you've been here before, and especially if you've been with me on these last 30 days. Today is day 22 of our 30-day yoga journey. And as you may or may not know, this journey in its entirety is called Inward. And day 22 is all about mindful observation. So being mindful and being able to step into the seat of the observer, the seat of the witness, is such a valuable skill to have, yes, on our mats, but also off of our mats. To be able to be aware and also to have the power to be able to not judge whether good or bad, to be with what is. So in this practice today, we're going to really refine that and be able to sit in the seat of the witness and of the observer as we move through some dynamic postures and some longer holds, so we could really see the power of just observing. And then the real power is when we can take this off of our mats, when the real yoga begins in our day-to-day lives, that integration piece. So enjoy this practice, the power of mindful observation, get into something comfortable, and let's get this practice started. Let's begin today's practice on our back. So go ahead and lay yourself down. And start either with the knees bent, feet out wide, or you can have your legs straight out into a shavasana. Arms could just be by the side, palms up, or hands on the belly. Maybe just lift your chest up a little bit, gently slide the shoulders under, relax the back down, close down your eyes. And let's invite in 2 deep cleansing breaths to arrive here together. So exhale your breath through your nose. And inhale through your nose as your belly, chest, lungs fill up. And a nice big exhale out through the mouth, release. We'll do that one more time. Nice big breath in, maybe the biggest breath you've taken all day so far. And a big exhale, release out of the mouth, let it go. Close your mouth and start to shift your breath in and out through both nostrils. Now, without changing or shifting anything, we're going to step into the seat of the witness, the seat of the observer. So you're just watching and noticing yourself breathe without trying to adjust or change anything. Just watch, observe how you breathe. And from this seat of the observer, just notice, how do you feel? How does your body feel right now in this moment? Without trying to change or make a story around it. Just a neutral observer. And take a moment here to observe your thoughts. Not trying to stop them or change them, just notice them. Notice the stories. And know that because you can observe these things, you can observe your thoughts, your breath, the stories, the sensations in the body. Because you can observe it, it means that you are not it. You are the one who is observing. And this is what it means to take a seat in the observer. A powerful practice off of our mat and on our mat. We can cultivate this skill through our asana practice, and then take this skill into our day-to-day life situations. Remembering that we always have a choice, an opportunity to pause and observe. And then respond, rather than react. So I invite you to bring this piece of the witness and observation with you through our practice today. So from here, wherever you are, we'll just bend the knees and place the feet on the mat. Feet are hip-width distance apart, setting up for a dynamic bridge. So your heels are close to your glutes. Maybe you take your fingers and see if you can gently graze your heels. And then place the palms down on the mat by your side. On your next inhale, we're going to press into the feet, gently engage the glutes, and just lift your hips up into a bridge pose. And then as you exhale, you're going to lower your hips back down. Now we're going to add in the arms. As you inhale, just lift your hips up and bring both arms up and over towards the back of your mat. Backs of the hands touch the ground. And then as you exhale, lower your hips, lower your arms. We'll do that a couple more times, just starting to sync the breath with the movement. Inhale, lift up, nice and smooth. And then as you exhale, lower your hips, lower your arms. And again, inhale, lift up, lift your hips, lift your arms. And exhale, lower your hips, lower your arms, starting to enliven your back body. One last time like this. Inhale, lift up. And this time we're going to keep the hips lifted. Just lower and exhale your arms back down by your side. Palms are down on the ground for support, or if you'd like, you can interlace the hands behind you, walk the shoulders in, press the forearms down into the mat. Pause here, but don't hold the breath. And then find the seat here in the observer, in the witness. Notice how the body feels. Notice how you're breathing. Notice where your thoughts are going. And just observe. As you observe, you drop into the breath. And if your hands are interlaced, just release your hands and your arms. Start to lower down as you exhale, upper back, mid back, lower back. Pause. Release the glutes. Feel this nice sense of release and grounding. And now take your arms out to the sides and bring your legs up in towards tabletop position. Legs together, belly pulls in. Imagine there's a seat belt just buckling in the lower abdomen. Keep this containment here. We're going to move into some dynamic twists. So on the inhale here, we'll prepare. Legs stay together. Exhale, drop your legs over to the left without lifting your right shoulder off of the mat. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, legs over to the right without lifting the left shoulder up. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, over to the left. Keep your right shoulder grounded down. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, legs over to the right. Left shoulder stays grounded. And then inhale, come back to center. Stay here in the center for your exhale and wrap your arms around your shins. Give yourself a nice gentle hug. And then from here, we're going to meet on all fours. So you can rock and roll up to a table, or you could roll over to one side and meet me in tabletop position. From here, we're going to tuck our toes underneath and push up and back to downward facing dog. You can start to pedal out your knees, bend one knee, bend the other, push down through all 10 knuckles, especially the thumb and pointer finger. And then find some stillness here. Sit bones reach up and back. Focus your eyes on one point, steady the mind, steady the breath. Now from here, we're going to inhale, come forward into high plank. You can pause here, or if you'd like to come onto your forearms, you can do that as well. At any point, you can bring yourself down on your knees as well. We're just going to hold here. So energy is reaching through your heels, your legs are energized, your pubic bone curls in towards the chin, belly pulls in, push down through your thumb and pointer finger, and push the floor away so that you're not collapsing in your shoulders. Chin is in, so the heels, hips, shoulders, head are in one line. Focus your eyes on one point and breathe deeply. Sit in the seat of the observer and notice what's coming up for you. Not judging or trying to change anything, just notice the stories. Powerful practice to just observe our habits, become aware of them, and to not judge them. Couple more breaths here. Beautiful. Now shift slightly forward. You can always bring your knees down. Exhale, lower down onto your belly. Point your toes. Give your shoulders a loop onto the back. Inhale into your cobra. Elbows in, chest open, chin in. Then as you exhale, push the floor away, pull the belly in, shift up and back, downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. And then as you exhale, release through the mouth. Bend your knees towards the end of the exhalation. Look between your hands and then walk or step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Fingertips to quads or shins, shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold. Root down to rise. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Cycle of breath here. Recalibrate. Now from here, we're going to come into a tree pose, nice and early in the practice. So a little bit of balance. We'll take our hands to our hips, and then we'll lift the right heel off of the mat, and then start to initiate a twist from the right glute so the right thigh turns out. Find a focal point for your eyes to steady your mind and your balance, and then place your right foot to the calf or assist it up to the inner left thigh. Just don't place it on the knee. Hands can stay on the hips, or hands can come into prayer, or you can start to reach your arms up overhead. Have your palms face forward, arms are in a V shape here. Shoulders glide down the back, chest is open, belly pulls in, and come into your breath. Focus. Bring your hands back to prayer, and then lower your right leg down, Tadasana, mountain pose. Pause here, recalibrate. And then we'll take our tree pose onto the other side. So just lift your left heel, initiate the turn from the left glute, not the knee. And then left foot comes to your right calf, or assist it up to the right inner thigh. Hands could come on the waist, hands in prayer if you'd like. Once you find your balance, then you can reach your arms up, palms face forward, glide the shoulders down the back, chest open. And then again, we take a seat into the observer and just observe. Notice the stories that might be coming up, or the judgments, or the sounds, whatever it may be. We practice sitting in the seat of the witness. Bring your palms back to prayer, and then lower yourself back down into Tadasana. Recalibrate, mountain pose. From here, inhale, reach your arms up, tailbone lengthens down. As you exhale, cactus the arms, lift up and out of the waist, show your heart. Inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, a little bend in the knees, forward fold, come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank, and then continue your exhale, lower down to your belly, point your toes. Inhale, shoulders on to the back, come into your baby cobra or cobra. And then exhale, shift up and back and downward facing dog. Pausing here, come back to your breath, nice and steady. Good. Now from here, we're going to step the right foot through between the hands. Place your left knee down. Reach your arms up overhead. Low lunge. Chest open, shoulders down. Drop that right hip down. And then take your hands down, frame your right foot, shift your hips back, and flex your right foot back towards your face. Soften the shoulders, lengthen the spine out of your waist. Chin slightly in, breathe into your belly. And then re-bend your right knee, shift forward. Make sure your ankle's under your knee. Tuck the left toes under, power up your back leg. We're gonna move dynamically here. But first we'll establish our high lunge. Root down through your right heel. Reach your arms up overhead, inhale. As you exhale, take your arms down and into airplane arms. Palms are facing down, arms by your side, shoulders onto the back, chin in. Torso comes forward. We'll flow like this. Inhale, lift your torso, arms up, high lunge. Exhale, arms come through, airplane arms, shoulders on the back. Reach through your fingers, chest forward. One more time. Inhale, reach your arms up, high lunge. And exhale, airplane arms. Hold here, but don't hold the breath. Take a seat in the witness. Breathe. Beautiful. Inhale, reach your arms up, high lunge. As you exhale, take your arms down. Hands just slightly in front of your foot, and you're going to step into your right foot. Inhale, left leg lifts, both leg extends, hips closed, and lengthen the spine. As you exhale, lower your left leg beside the right, forward fold. Root down to rise. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Pause here for a cycle of breath. Arms down, Tadasana, mountain pose, recalibrate. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, little bend in the knees, biceps by the ears as you forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, plant your palms, and this time we'll step back with the right leg. Low lunge, right knee places down. Inhale, reach your arms up. Stay here for your exhale. And then we'll take our hands down by the left, either side of the left leg. We're going to shift the hips back and flex your left foot towards your face. Soften your shoulders. Drop the left hip down. Lengthen the spine as if someone has a string tied to your heart and it's lengthening, 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 but keep the chin slightly in. Breathe into your belly here. Now re-bend the left knee, shift forward, make sure the ankle's under the knee, tuck your right toes underneath, power up your back leg. Root down through your left heel. When you're ready, you're going to rise up to a high lunge. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, arms come through, airplane arms, chest comes forward, shoulders onto the back, reach through your fingers, torso comes forward. Keep pulling the left hip back. Inhale, high lunge, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands through, chest open. And again, inhale, reach up, high lunge. Exhale, come through, airplane here. Hold here, but don't hold the breath. Keep pulling the left hip back. Magnetize the inner thighs toward one another. That'll help to steady yourself. Inhale, reach up, high lunge. Exhale, take your hands down, fingertips slightly in front of the left leg. We're going to step into the left foot. Inhale, lift your right leg up, lengthen both legs, lengthen the spine, hips closed. And then exhale, lower your right foot down beside the left, forward fold. Pause here for a cycle of breath. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, reset. Exhale, fold. Root down with your feet. We're going to rise up, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release your hands down and come towards the center of your mat. Keeping your hands in prayer, we're going to prepare for Warrior 3. And now here again, we are just reminding ourselves to drop into the witness, into the seat of the observer, where we can practice that steadiness and then practice the power of choice. So hands in prayer, find your Tadasana template, shoulders back, kneecaps lift. We're going to start with lifting the right leg off of the mat and start to pendulum your torso forward. Flex your right foot. Your hips are going to stay closed. At any point, if your hip starts to open, just remind yourself, close it down. It doesn't matter how high your right leg goes. You can always bend your left knee if that feels more supportive, but really extend through your right foot, right heel. It's as if you're pressing something like a button on the back of the wall with your right heel. So your belly pulls in, chest is open, hands can stay in prayer, or you can have your arms go back in airplane arms. Reach through your fingers, chin in. One breath at a time. And then nice and slowly come back to stand Tadasana. Arms down by your side. Pause, receive, eyes up. Recalibrate, we'll prepare for the other side. So hands come into prayer, find your focus, and then we observe. We notice what comes up without judging anything. When you're ready, lift your left foot off of the mat, shoulders back. Start to pendulum your left leg back, torso comes forward, hips stay closed, pull the belly in. Right knee can bend a little, but really reach through your left heel. Hands can stay in prayer or airplane arms, reach through your fingers. Steady breath, steady mind. Okay, when you're ready, nice and slowly come out of the shape. Come to stand, mountain pose. All right, from here, let's flow it out. Inhale, reach your arms up, tailbone lengthens down. Exhale, little bend in the knees, biceps by the ears as you forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, chin in. Exhale, plant your palm, step back to high plank. And as you exhale, continue the exhale, lower down. Point your toes, loop your shoulders onto the back. Inhale to your cobra. And exhale, shift up and back, downward facing dog. Invite in a nice deep inhale here. And a cleansing breath, exhale through the mouth. Beautiful. Right leg reaches up, three-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, knee to your right wrist, pigeon pose. Right ankle towards the left. Slide the left leg back. If you prefer a different hip opener like deer pose, feel free to move into that. Whatever hip opener will support you today. Hands on either side, take a breath in, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, walk your hands forward. You can either stay here on your forearms or place a block under your forehead or come all the way down onto your chest. Support yourself as you need. Soften the shoulders. Just let everything settle here. Once again, we take a seat into the seat of the witness, inviting in that mindful observation, noticing whatever sensations we feel here, tensions, density, perhaps openness. Either way, we just observe. Start to lift your chest up, place your hands on the mat. You're going to push into your palms, tuck your left toes under, pull your belly up, lift your hips up, and step back to downward facing. And we'll just do a simple switch to the other side. Inhale, left leg rises. And as you exhale, pigeon on the left, left knee to left wrist, left ankle towards the right. Inhale, lengthen your torso. As you exhale, bring your pigeon down towards a sleeping position, either resting on your forearms or block under your forehead. Readjust, make sure the weight is in the center. Relax your shoulders, soften your jaw, relax your fingers. And again, we take a seat in the observer. Watch your breath. Notice any judgments or stories, just noticing any habitual patterns of where the mind goes, and becoming aware is the first step. Come back to the observer and be with your breath. Okay. Start to lift your torso back up onto your hands, and then place your left sit bone down and swing your right leg forward so that your legs are in front of you. We're going to make our way onto our back to prepare for a supine simple twist. So come down onto your back. Take your left leg out long, draw your right knee in. Left hand comes to the outside of the right thigh, roll over onto your left side. Right arm's going to open up, palm is up. Externally rotate that right shoulder. Perhaps you close down your eyes, find a comfortable gaze for your head. Drop into your abdominal breath. Allow yourself to receive this nourishing twist. Beautiful. Make your way back to center. Place both feet down onto the mat just to lift and lower the hips to readjust. Right leg extends long, left knee pulls in. Right hand comes to the outside of the left thigh, roll over onto your right side. Left arm opens up. Let that left shoulder just relax and release at its own pace. Find a comfortable position for your head. Maybe close down your eyes and drop into your abdominal breathing. And make your way back to center. Place both feet down onto the mat. Once again, give your hips a little lift. Lower back down so they're even. To bring in that symmetry, pull the knees back in towards the chest, interlace the fingers, give yourself a nice hug. And let's come into a nice brief shavasana here to just receive and integrate. Take your legs out nice and long and perhaps wider than you normally do. Just take up that space. Let your ankles fall open, palms are up. Maybe again, lift your chest, gently tuck the shoulders under, relax the back down. Just let your whole body rest here on the ground, on the earth. Releasing any effort or control of your breath. Relax the energy behind your eyes. And just allow yourself to rest and receive here in pure, spacious awareness. Slowly just start to deepen your breath once again. Start to bring some movement back to your body. Just give yourself a stretch, reach your arms up, deepening your breath. Once again, giving yourself a hug, just acknowledge your efforts. And then we'll come to meet in a comfortable, supported, seated position. Sitting up tall, support yourself as you need so that you feel comfortable, so that we could really drop into our inner landscape and not be distracted by the physical sensations. So sit up against a wall if you'd like, or in a chair. We'll just close our practice here. Chin slightly in, close your eyes, and just drop into your effortless breath. So no shaping of the breath for this practice today. We are simply observing. Observe the natural rhythm of your breath. Just observe the rise and fall of your inhales and exhales. And if the mind wanders off, just bring it back to observing the breath. Over and over again, we train this muscle of awareness, just like we train our muscles to get stronger. It's the same thing with our awareness. Now let's take a moment to just apply this skill here. And just imagine a scenario in your life that you face often enough where perhaps there's a stressful moment at work or in your work, or a busy time in your home. And rather than the usual reaction, just take a moment to pause and picture yourself on the outside of the situation, looking in from the outside, and just observe. You're an impartial witness to this scene. And perhaps taking this pause and just observing at the scene will give you a different insight into the situation, or an insight into the power of choice and how to respond rather than react. As your next inhalation arrives, just take in this scene as the observer. And as you exhale, just release and take in the power of this skill and of this tool of being able to observe, just taking in any wisdom from this tool, being able to zoom out enough to see the full scene and picture. Taking this moment to just acknowledge this tool and skill of mindful observation. Acknowledge the wisdom and serenity that this practice can bring into our life, offering us a sense of control and peace. Let's bring our palms to touch in front of our heart space, light bowing of the chin. Just acknowledge our efforts here in our practice today in strengthening that muscle of the observer, of mindful observation, knowing that we could practice this on our mats. And then the real yoga begins when we take this off of our mats and apply it into our day-to-day, moment-by-moment lives, moment-by-moment awareness. And you bring this tool with you and add it into your tapestry of skills. Thank you for practicing. From my heart to yours, namaste.